Deborah. Welcome to another edition of Tea Ramen with Deborah, where I discuss my favorite dramas. And today I'm going to be talking and telling you about the 10 dramas that I'm currently watching and that I watched in June. So it's going to be the 10 dramas I'm watching June/July. Without further ado, grab your teacups and come along with me on this journey as we discuss our 10 dramas. Let's go! Alright, so coming at number 10. This is a drama that I've actually finished watching and I was thinking of reviewing, but since I'm doing this 10 things, this will be kind of like an introduction slash review. I don't know if I'm still going to do a review of it. If I have the time, maybe. But Excellent Investor. And this is a drama that is basically about this group of investors. There's a female lead who basically is the illegitimate daughter of her father, and her father is this very wealthy businessman. But a few years ago, her father divorced her mother to go back, and her mother was his second wife. He divorced her mother to go back to his first wife to advance his business and to make his business a public business, like to make it an IPO and stuff. And I kid you not, if you watch this drama, you will learn so many business terms and all. But to make the business public, he went back to his first wife because she has the connections that can help him. And his mother approved of that, and her mother approved of that relationship. So he cut off her mother, went back to his first wife, and her mother fell sick and died. And when her mother died, she basically went to her dad and said, I want you to give me $1 million and I'm going to cut off myself from your family. I don't want anything to do with your family and stuff, and I'm gonna go abroad. You're gonna pay for my ticket to go abroad, and I don't want to have anything to do with this family anymore. I'll never come back to this family. Just give me $1 million. And so his new wife, which is his original actual first wife, is like, oh my god, you're going to just leave us if we give you $1 million? Heck, I give you $3 million. Just leave. Don't ever come back for the inheritance. I'm gonna have my lawyer draft up the notice and the agreement and the contract and everything. And so the lawyer drafts up the agreement. Daughter signs. The father's trying to stop the daughter, but the daughter is the type of person that once she makes up her mind, nobody can change it. And so she refuses to change her mind, and so she signs the agreement and goes abroad. When she goes abroad, this is someone that is very, very, very intelligent. So she knew what she was doing when she asked her dad for that money. She goes abroad, she gets her master's, gets her degrees, ends up in this really, really great investing firm and becomes a force to be reckoned with in the investing world. Someone that her dad is proud of and actually wants to come back and continue helping the family business. Meanwhile, her brother, who is the only son of the first wife, is a useless human being who doesn't really know business like she does, and he is just like someone who sleeps around and messes up. Each time he tries a new business, it fails, and he's basically just using his dad's funds to destroy businesses and create failures and stuff. So the dad goes to England where she is and convinces her to come back. And the reason why he wants her to come back is because he doesn't trust his son and his wife with the family business, because they've turned it into a family business where her own relations are basically heading the company and basically treating the company like the what will I call it? It's a garbage can. And if it continues staying in their hands, the family business will run down. And meanwhile, this is a family business he cares about so much that he even left the wife he loved to be with the wife he doesn't love. So he doesn't want that. So he convinces his daughter to come back, like, I'm getting old, please come back and take care of the family business. And she refuses. And the thing that convinces her is, he says, this is what your mother would have wanted. Like, this is why she allowed me marry someone else and leave her. So she agrees and says, okay, for her mom, she's going to come back China and help him with the family business. And so she comes back to China. That's her own story, to help her dad with the family business while pretending to be the bad guy who's trying to buy her dad's business out. Now comes in our male lead. So our male lead is this guy who works for a rival company that is an investment firm that invests in companies and buys companies, sells companies, things like that and stuff. And so he works for this company under another guy that is actually a college mate of hers and a college friend of hers. They had a relationship when they were in college and stuff. And so he works for that guy and they're really, really tight. The guy is his mentor, right? And so our male lead is this guy who's growing in the investment business. He has never dated anybody, but he works in that company with his high school best friend who is in love with him and tries to convince him to get in a relationship with her for a week, and that if it doesn't work out, they can break up. So he agrees, okay, you've been with me all these years, the least I can do is be with you for 1 week. But during that 1 week is when he meets our female lead, and he realizes, like, there might be something between me and this girl that has been with me all through my life. Like, he's the type of person that if he feels like there's nothing to be gained from a relationship, he cuts it off really, really fast. Like, what's the use of trying when I know it won't work out and I know I might have feelings for someone else? So he cuts off the relationship with that his childhood friend and basically forms a friendship with that rich kid, the female lead. Meanwhile, they're not dating yet, they're just really, really friends, and we can tell, hey, you guys love each other, but they haven't actually made it official that they're dating or they love each other, and they're always fighting each other, trying to upend each other. That's one of it. Also, our male lead is also a genius in the investment world. He's a young upcoming genius in the investment world, but try as he may that he's a genius and all, he's not as much of a genius as our female lead. And I think that's what I really like about this drama, the power dynamics, how our female lead was truly the best in the game and no one could beat her. If you beat her, it's because she allowed you to. And I think that was the only fault of this drama. Like, towards the end, there's a part where she basically has a competition with our male lead, and the only reason why our male lead wins is because she allows him to win. Like, everyone kept telling her each time he'd go to people like for the businesses and stuff, they'd come and meet her and tell her, hey, he came to meet us, do you want us to help him? And she was like, yeah, go ahead and help him, I actually want him to win. And I'm like, dude, then he's not really winning if you're helping him win and you're letting him win. This is someone who wants to win by himself because you're always winning over him. So let him win this one time. And yeah, she let him win, but not the way she did. It just felt like all the build up for the episodes, at the end of the day, yeah, I was happy we got a happy ending and all, but it wasn't what it, because at the end of the day, like, he's this, okay, so our male lead is this guy who is basically in this investment company, and he has worked in this investment company for years under his mentor, who is like the manager of the Shanghai branch. And this his mentor is a guy who basically can go through crooked ways to get what he wants, but our male lead is very, very morally straight. He doesn't do anything the wrong way, he doesn't lie, he tells you as it is. If it means he has to go through cheating to get a business deal, he would rather not do it and rather fail than to get it. And basically, our female lead is the opposite of him. Our female lead, she will cheat you, she will lock you up in the room if she has to, just to get what she wants to get. I can't tell you the number of times that she's been in a competition with our male lead and she locked him up somewhere just to get the business deal before he does and stuff. And that's basically who our male lead is. And so they have this clash of morality. Number one, he's from a poor family, she's from a rich family, and she's also better than him in investment and acquiring investment and just business dealings and stuff. So apart from the fact that, oh, they're attracted to each other, they're opposites and all, which just makes their relationship better and stuff, they also have like differences. So one thing I really liked about this drama is how they always were fighting each other, and you're trying to decide, okay, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be her this time? Is it gonna be him this time? And stuff. But then at the end of it all, the whole story of this drama is he gets betrayed and he has to make a decision whether he's going to go the cheating way in order to get justice, or he's going to go the morally right way, which might not give him the justice that he needs. And I think one thing, minor spoiler here, that really got me on this drama, that really got me annoyed about this drama, or two things, is number one, the whole, okay, this dude has been fighting this girl all throughout this drama. She's been training him, his mentor has been training him to be the best investor and to also overpower this girl. But at the end of it, the last real match between our female lead and our male lead, when they were competing for something, when he won, I wasn't so excited about the win because it was blatantly obvious that the only reason he won is because the girl let him win. I mean, he didn't know that, but we the viewers knew that, and that was what really didn't sit well with me. Like, okay, so that means at the end of the day, he's still not the best investor. The excellent investor is our female lead, not our male lead, and our male lead can never be an excellent investor. I guess that's the message they're trying to send. That as long as you're good, you can never be an excellent investor. You have to go through some crooked ways to be excellent and stuff. But that was that. Then the second thing I had a little problem with is we spent over 40 episodes, I think it was 41 episodes or so, on this drama with this guy being morally right. Like, there were times he could have brought down the bad guys. He had the evidence, but he refused to use it because he felt that would be cheating or that would be morally wrong. And then at the end of the last episode, when we were waiting for the big showdown where he brings down the bad guys, the same decision he has refused. Like, he has been saying, I'm not gonna use this evidence, I'm not gonna use this evidence. In just 1 second, he just gets mad and he's like, whatever, I'm gonna use this evidence. Here you go. Evidence done. Drama done. Everybody go to prison. We're done. And I'm like, is that it? Seriously? You could have used the same thing like how many episodes ago? Why did I have to wait till the last episode for you to just use it? And so it was no longer climactic and it was just like anticlimactic, and I'm like, okay, you built up all this for just this nonsense and stuff, but it was still a really good drama. So if you want to watch a drama where our female lead is strong like she is, I love the female lead. She doesn't take nonsense from anyone, not even our male lead. Like, she stands her ground and stuff, and a relationship that really has an equal balance and stuff, and where they bicker for the right reasons, and there's no misunderstandings at all. Like, misunderstandings are cleared really fast. And male lead is the type that hates misunderstandings. So even the times where he was so-called, he had a best friend who was obsessed with him and stuff and trying to get with him, he made it clear to his girlfriend that, hey, I'm not interested in my best friend, and his girlfriend knew that he could never be interested in his best friend. So I really like that about your relationship. Next drama is number 9, Hotel Del Luna. This is a Korean drama starring IU, who you know, like, it's freaking IU. How can you not know her? And stuff. But if you don't watch K-pop and you don't know her, then okay, if you've watched Charlotte Hearts Goryo, then you know who IU is, because she was the main lead in that drama. Or even what's it called, My Ajushi, I believe that's the name of the drama, My Ajushi. IU was also the lead in that drama, but it's starring IU and Yeo Jin Gu, who you should know from The Moon Embraces the Sun. I mean, if you've not watched that drama, then you're missing the best drama of your lifetime. I am not even lying. Okay, so Hotel Del Luna is another drama from the Jung sisters, who I absolutely love their works. You may have watched Master Son, they brought that to you. You may have watched, what's the name of that drama with, what's his name? It's very recent, that's based on a Chinese monkey story, folklore. You know what I'm talking about, leave a comment down below. I'm just gonna leave the name here for you guys. But it's a drama from the Jung sisters, and it's basically about IU, who is this lady that was cursed a few thousand years ago to live at this hotel and become the caretaker of this hotel, the owner of this hotel called Del Luna. At that time it wasn't called Del Luna, but over the years she's changed the name to Hotel Del Luna. And Hotel Del Luna is this hotel where people who have died and need a place to rest before they cross the bridge to the next life come to stay. So they get treated there. If there's something they needed to do in the human world that they haven't done yet, then they fulfill their wish, they get their wish fulfilled and stuff. They pay her to get their wish fulfilled, and then they rest and they sleep and they eat all the things they couldn't eat while they were on earth and stuff. And I mean ghosts, not like living people, but dead ghosts. They do all that and then they pass the bridge to the next life, and then the staff at Hotel Del Luna sees them off and passes them on to the Grim Reaper, who takes them on to the next life. And so she was cursed for a sin that she can't even remember committing a few thousand years ago to stay in that hotel until someone else comes to take over. And over the years there might have been that opportunity for someone else to take over and for her to move on and be like forgiven for her sin, but she's so stubborn that that never happened. Until one day when this guy comes to steal a flower from her hotel. He gets into an accident and so he's half dead, half alive. He comes into her hotel and steals a flower, and so he begs her. When he steals the flower, she says she's gonna kill him. Beauty and the Beast, I know. She says she's gonna kill him, but then he begs her that he has a son who needs the flower and that's why he stole the flower. Please don't kill me and stuff. And so she decides, okay, I'm not gonna kill you, but your son has to come and serve me once he clocks the age of, I believe it was 20 and stuff. Once he gets to the age of 20, your son has to come and work for me. And so he agrees. And so she sends him away. She doesn't kill him. He goes back to the human world. He becomes rich. He starts living right, and she basically sends money to him every time. And each birthday of the son, she sends a set of lilies to the son to remind him of the promise that he was gonna come work for her once he reaches a certain age. And so the dad, not wanting her to take the son away, moves them to another country. And once the son clocks 20, they don't come back. But once the son clocks 21, the father dies, and the son, thinking that everything's okay now, like this lady won't come for me. I think the dad died. I believe he died because we didn't really hear about him again. I can't remember now. But anyways, the son comes back to Korea feeling, well, everything's all over. I'm over 20 now. That wouldn't happen. So he comes back to Korea and he tries to get a job at this hotel because Forbes has recognized him as one of the best managers of hotels. He went to Harvard and blah blah blah. He studied hotel management and stuff. So he comes to this hotel to work, and he meets her. He meets the owner of Hotel Del Luna, who reminds him of the promise that his dad made, reminding him. So he was meanwhile thinking that maybe his dad has been lying to him all these years, and then he realizes, wait, his dad was not lying. This hotel really exists. Like, it's not a lie. And so he says he's not gonna work for the lady and stuff, but the lady gives him the ability. That's Ayu, who's the manager of the hotel, gives him the ability to see dead people. And when she gives him that ability, it makes it hard for him to work at the hotel he's currently working at, because he's always seeing ghosts. Imagine suddenly seeing ghosts when you could not see them before. How scary that be and stuff. And so he tries to convince her to take the gift away. She refuses. And due to some situations with both of them where she's basically almost, she's attacked by a ghost and he comes to help her, he decides, okay, maybe this job is not really bad. Maybe he starts feeling something for her, not like love, but more of pity for her and curiosity, and maybe I want to see this hotel. So he goes to the hotel, he sees the hotel, and the current manager of the hotel, who is about to leave the hotel and retire, basically convinces him to come and work for the hotel. So he decides, okay, I'm gonna go work for the hotel. Now when he goes to start working at that hotel, this is like a really brief summary. I'm like cutting down lots of episodes. But when he goes and starts working in the hotel, he begins to see her past in his dreams, the IU's past in his dreams, which confuses both him and IU as to whether he is one of the guys she loved in her past or he just has the ability to see her past. And he begins to gain feelings for her and she begins to gain feelings for him. So it's basically a story of how he is meant to come and take over and basically send her on the journey to the next life. And basically this is meant to be a star-crossed lovers kind of story where they're not going to be together. I don't know how this is going to work, whether she's going to die and go into the next life at the end of the drama, or somehow she's going to survive and stay with him and grow old with him. But I'm really interested to see how they work this out. This has been a really fun drama. I love the fashion. I really love IU's acting in this. I know she gets a lot of crap for her acting, but this is one drama where she's actually really doing a good job in this. And for once, ever since Moon Embraces the Side, Yeo Jin Gu finally has a good drama that I can actually watch from beginning to the end, and I am appreciative of and having fun with. So definitely check it out. Coming at number 8 is Poobao Indee yayee. It's basically a Thailand drama about this really rich kid who is an orphan and was taken care of by her aunt and uncle. But she grew up spoiled. They always gave her everything she wanted. Her aunt and uncle who were running the business till she grew up always gave her everything she wanted, and she was this person that trusted them so much, so she never looked at the documents they brought her to sign. Unbeknownst to her, not only did they steal her whole business from her and her money from her, her cousin, their daughter, also stole her fiancé from her. Now, here comes in our male lead who was an ex-police officer and now has gone undercover to his father's hometown to basically try to uncover this whole drug case. And he meets her, and him and his aunt, who works for her as her maid, tries to let her know that, girlfriend, you're being played, these people are using you. But she thinks that they're the ones lying to her and she refuses to listen to anything they're saying, until one day she sees the truth herself and she even gets thrown into prison for it. And he has to come and rescue her from prison. And so when he rescues her from the prison, he takes her back to his village and has her pretend to be his wife because his mom wants him to marry someone that he doesn't want to marry. And basically it's a story of how they fall in love and how she gets back her fortune from her evil aunt and evil uncle and evil cousin, and how she gets back at her ex-fiancé who cheated on her with her cousin. So that's that story. But I really love it because it's Wero, who is one of my favorite, if not my favorite Thai actors, and it's just a drama that you know was created for him because he excels in those kind of dramas. So I really like it. My only problem with it is it has so much comedy, and I'm not really someone who likes comedy, especially stupid comedy. So if you like comedy, especially stupid comedy, you would really love this drama. I like it, but I think what's keeping me going is our main lead and stuff, who I absolutely love. And I also love the female lead, Stephanie. So I guess two of them are the ones who are keeping me going, not really the side characters and the comedy of it all, which I could totally do without. Next is number 7, King's Avatar, starring Yang and Maggie Jung. And King's Avatar is basically the story of Yang, who's playing the character of Yezu, who was the best in the game of Glory, and he was in this esports team and he was doing very well as their leader. He even won a competition for them, and right after that competition, his manager basically calls him to the office and tells him to give up the player that he has been using to play the game for how many years to this newcomer who is going to take over the team and become the new leader, and he's no longer going to be the leader. So he decides, you know what, take it, but I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna retire for a year. At least that's what he told them. But when he retires, he goes to this internet cafe owned by Maggie Jung, whom I absolutely love. And he goes to this internet cafe owned by Maggie Jung, starts working there, creates his own sports team, and comes back as the best in Glory with a totally new character and new weapon that he created when he was a kid. So it's a really great drama. I absolutely love the graphics of it all. Like, it's better than Love 020. Like, you know how they used to show us the games on Love 020? This is better. I think the only thing I dislike about this drama is the fact that Yang Yang's voice was what's the word, dubbed. And especially for me, I'm a huge Yang fan, so I could tell right from the beginning, and that actually put me off the drama for a while. But I kept on reading great things. I'm like, okay, let me just go and watch it. Let me tune my ears off to the voice. And after a while, I got used to the voice, and I could just totally tune it off and keep watching the drama. So definitely give it a try on WeTV. Just the normal WeTV. The 6 episodes are free, but if you pay for VIP, you can get all 12 episodes subs. The only problem I have with WeTV subs is they're not as accurate as I'd have liked, especially considering I think that's the disadvantage of learning Chinese now, because I can tell when subs are accurate and when subs are just messed up, and the WeTV subs are not the best that I have seen. Sometimes I feel like I wish I could edit it for you guys, but I don't have the option to edit it because they already do it before posting it out there for us. It's not like YouTube where you can go in and edit the subtitles and stuff. But it still is okay that you can get the overall message. But if you understand Chinese like I do, I'd just tell you to just off the subtitles and just watch it without subs. But if you don't really understand Chinese, then definitely watch with the subs. It's not that bad, but it's not as great as I have loved it to be. So that's that on King's Avatar. The next drama, number 6, is Long Riyi, You Are Dead, or Dragon Day, You Are Dead, which is kind of like Boys Over Flowers. Literally kind of like Boys Over Flowers with some minor changes and stuff here and there. So I don't feel like I need to tell you the story again. You already know the Boys Over Flowers story. It's kind of like that, it's just that instead of F4 we have F3. And the girl and stuff is really, well, Go Jin-Dee, I guess you could say Go Jin-Dee was also brilliant and stuff and all. But anyways, and the girl is a model in this. Yes, she comes from a poor family, but she does modeling jobs to keep her family afloat and stuff. So it's not that she got a scholarship per se to the school and stuff. It's more of she's paying by herself, but she's doing a side gig to help pay for her fees and her family's needs. But I really like this drama. No matter what variation of Boys Over Flowers comes up, I will always love Boys Over Flowers. So I don't care how many types of it comes out, I will always care for it and I'll always watch it. So if you're someone who likes Boys Over Flowers and Boys Over Flowers kind of stories, then definitely check out Long Riyi, You Are Dead. It's a really nice story. I definitely enjoy it. Next is number 5, One Spring Night, starring Han Jimin and Jung Hae-in, and it's basically another older guy, younger girl relationship. But I really like this more than the other Jung Hae-in younger guy, older girl relationship drama that he did. And this basically is a story about how our female lead is Liberian. She's in this relationship with this guy, but they've been in a stagnant relationship for over 10 years where they're so overly familiar that the love has been lost. And she doesn't realize that, or she realizes it, but she doesn't make an effort towards moving out of the relationship till she meets Jung Hae-in and they fall in love with each other and stuff. And Jung Hae-in and her boyfriend know each other. They play in the same basketball team and stuff. So it's a whole mess of, oh my gosh, I'm in love with my friend's girl and the girl is in love with her boyfriend's friend and stuff. And I really love the relationship in this drama. I love both of them together. In the drama though, Jung Hae-in has a kid, and so he's the one looked down on because he has a kid and stuff, while what's her name? Han Jimin comes from a family that isn't really wealthy, but they're not poor either, they're just average. And her boyfriend comes from this wealthy family that doesn't want him to marry her. His father doesn't want him to marry her because she comes from a family that's not as big as his, until his father finally meets her and realizes, okay, I think I really want this girl as my daughter-in-law and stuff. And he starts pushing the son to make sure they don't break up. And it's just a whole mess that I absolutely love and all. So yeah, definitely check it out if you like those kind of stories. Next is number 4, Afili Ask. I love this drama. It's a Turkish drama And basically the story is about this girl who comes from a very, very poor family, like all Turkish dramas are. She comes from this really, really poor family, and she has two brothers. One of her brothers is very violent, and he doesn't like her talking to boys. He doesn't like her dressing sexy or anything like that. She basically dresses like a nun. If he sees her talking to a guy, he'd beat the guy up. That's actually why he went to prison, because he saw his sister talking to a girl and he beat the guy up to a pulp, and he ended up in prison for, I believe, a year or so. So now he's out of prison, and that same guy that he beat the girl, his sister, for, is coming around and trying to date the girl. The girl's not interested in the guy because she has her own boyfriend that she really loves. But her brother decides, okay, since this guy that I went to prison for comes from a rich family, that's her second brother. I said she has two brothers. One is very violent, one isn't. That second one is just a gold digger. So her gold digging brother decides, well, this guy is actually kind of rich, that is going after my sister, and I can see he really, really loves my sister. So why don't I try to hook my sister up with him so that our family can benefit? So he convinces the violent brother to let them get married. They tell the girl, hey, we're gonna get you married to this guy because we see that you love him very much, not knowing that the girl doesn't love him at all. The person she loves is someone different who's also from a wealthy family, wealthier than the guy that they wanted to hook her up with. And so she basically doesn't want it because she doesn't love him, but she can't tell them, he's not the one I love someone else, because that will reveal that she actually had a boyfriend and her brother might just kill him and stuff. So she doesn't reveal that to them. On the day that they come in to do the introduction, she makes a deal with her boyfriend that her boyfriend will come to her family, with his family, and reveal to them that he's actually her real boyfriend and he wants to marry her. And her boyfriend goes to his parents to talk to them about her, and his father refuses, saying she has never been to university, she's not really educated, she comes from a poor family, he can't allow his son to marry her. And so the boyfriend goes to her best friend's house, and while he's telling the boyfriend about her best friend about everything, her best friend sleeps with him and they have sex together. And so the girl runs away from her marriage introduction. When she tries calling her boyfriend, he doesn't pick up. Our female lead runs to her best friend's house and sees them both naked. So in tears, she runs to her job place, and when she gets to her job place, she meets the playboy son of the owner of the company she works for. And now, mind you, that company, the son, the playboy son, who basically is always in magazines for sleeping around and breaking people's hearts, is basically her worst enemy. He likes her because he thinks she's hot and he basically wants to get in her pants. But she hates him because she knows he's a playboy and stuff. And so the boy, even though he has been a playboy all his life and he's our male lead, he gets this girl who basically tries to commit suicide for him. Now, this is prior to everything I'm telling you, his own story. He gets this girl who tries to commit suicide due to his breaking up with her, and he decides to turn on a new leaf, that he's no longer gonna cheat on girls again, he's gonna be a good person, and he's trying to be a good person. So that night he comes to work to actually walk, not to do something else, and he meets her. So when he meets her, she's crying and he tries to comfort her, and she explains her story to him, everything that's happened. And so he tells her, okay, that don't worry, I'm gonna talk to my dad dad's gonna understand everything that's going on, but you also need to stop being a good girl, because if you keep on being good, your brothers will keep taking advantage of your good. And at that point, her brothers, who had found out that she was at her workplace, come and see him, and so they think that he is the one that she's in a relationship with. And her brothers raise up hell, you're gonna burn down the whole place, her violent brother's gonna kill him. And so his dad finds out about it, and his dad comes to the place. Mind you, his dad and her dad were best friends before her dad passed away. So their families know each other. And so the dad comes by, and then the dad basically asks the son to tell them the truth. Don't worry, dad is here. I have your back. I will take care of this whole mess. Nothing will happen to you. Tell us the truth. What's going on? You're not in a relationship with this girl, right? And stuff. And so the son was like, I promise I'm not in a relationship with this girl, blah blah blah. But the dad doesn't really believe the son because the son always lies. So he tells the girl, girlfriend, I believe you. You've never lied to me. Tell me what is going on between you and my son. And the girl looks at him and looks at the son, and she apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry. You said I should be bad once. I'm gonna be bad once in life and once in my life. So she says, actually, me and your son have been in a relationship for years now. We've loved each other. We're going to marry each other. And it was just a whole mess. And so now they have to be in a relationship and they have to get married even though they hate each other because of the son's parents and because of her violent brother who's gonna kill them if they don't get married and stuff. It's a really, really nice drama that you should definitely check out. I'll put links down below for where you can check it out on. Coming at number 3 is Go Squid, which is basically a drama based on a book by Poobao about this girl Yan who falls in love with this gamer at first sight and basically chases him until they get into this fake relationship due to misunderstandings, and the fake finally becomes new and they date, and it's just a really, really sweet story. Yeah, there's some parts that certain characters might annoy you, but it's not so bad that you don't want to keep watching the drama. So definitely check it out. I did a first impression, that's why I'm not really saying too much about it here. So if you want to check out my first impression, check the links down below. Also, I'm gonna put links down below. I'm probably gonna do a review when the drama ends, and it's ending today officially in China, but for Vicky watchers it's ending tomorrow. Coming at number 2 is Search www, and this is one of my best dramas of 2019. It is so freaking good, like girl power all the way. It's about 3 ladies and basically their lives in the business world. So our female lead is this girl who is played by Jung, who basically does not want to get married but gets into a relationship with Jang, who's younger than her and wants to get married. And she is basically one of the directors in this major internet company called Unicorn, kind of like Google. And she gets thrown under the bus by her bosses and so has to leave the job. She resigns, or rather is fired, whichever way you want to look at it. But she goes to the competitor's company. It's kind of like someone from the director of Google getting fired and going to work for Bing and making Bing better than Google. And so she leaves Unicorn and goes to Varo, which is the second best, and promises that within a certain number of time, I believe she said 3 months time, she's going to make Varo number 1, and she can do it. Even Unicorn knows she can do it because basically she's one of the people that grew Unicorn from scratch to where they are. And so when she gets there, she meets various people. She brings 2 of her co-workers from Unicorn with her, and one of the people she meets, who at the beginning they hate each other, is riyi, but they later become really close friends. Riyi is this very loyal person who, once she is on your side, like if there's a friend you want on your side, it's riyi because she's ride or die. If she trusts you, she trusts you till the end of time. And when she's there for you, she's there for you. She will go to prison for you. That's how she is there for you, and she's been to prison before. She likes fighting. She expresses her anger violently and stuff, which I guess is her shortcoming, but she loves watching dramas and stuff. And in the beginning she really doesn't like Jung, but later she learns that, okay, I guess I just misunderstood her, and they become really tight friends, even sisters and stuff. She called her older sister and stuff, so they become really close friends, and together they try to make Varo number 1. Meanwhile, both girls are connected to our third female lead, who is basically the daughter-in-law to this group called KU Group, and she is the director or second in command at Unicorn. And she has a horrible life where her mother-in-law treats her like trash. Her parents basically use her to advance their own careers. Her husband is supposedly always cheating on her and stuff, and basically her life is just all around miserable. So it's basically a story of how these three girls navigate through the business world, try to make each other's companies number one, and at the end of the day find their friendship again and find the right path and walk the right path together. I really like the story. I know I'm not doing it justice right now. I'm still considering whether I want to review it or not. Then I'll really tell you what the story is about in depth and stuff. But it's a drama that if you like girl power, you should definitely check it out. It has so many love lines that you will not get tired. You'll be shipping people up and down, left and right and stuff. And it's a drama that really showcases a different world. What if not men but women were in charge? What if women did what guys did? Kind of like this whole song of If I Were a Boy, or Like a Boy by Ciara, or If I Were a Boy by Beyonce. It's kind of like a reverse. All the things you see men do in K-dramas and stuff, it's the woman this time doing. Is it the cheating? It's the woman doing it. Is it the having boy toys? It's the woman doing it. Like the badassery of it all, it's basically a woman's world, and I absolutely love that drama. So definitely check it out. I absolutely love how the women were ruling and the men were basically supporting their women instead of the reverse where the women are the ones supporting the men. It was the men who were supporting the women, and they were just ride or die for their girls. So I really love that about this drama. Coming at number 1 is Before We Get Married, starring Jasper Liu and Puff Go, who I absolutely love, and Jasper too, I love him. But it's, I know you've heard it's a cheating drama, but it's not really a cheating drama, depending on how you look at it. Basically, it's a story of Wei Wei and our male lead, and basically our male lead is in this dead relationship that has been dead for 10 years, but he can't get out of it because of a promise that he made to his girlfriend's mother before she died, that he was always going to be there for her and he was going to protect her. And because the girlfriend has refused to let him go and is always reminding him of that promise, so he does cheat on the girlfriend, but he cannot leave the girlfriend until one day he meets Wei Wei, and she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him because this is a girl that this is a guy that is dating someone that she went to university with and can consider a friend, even though she's not really a type friend, but she's an acquaintance. And also she herself is in a committed relationship where there was nothing really bad about the relationship until things started being pointed out to her and she started seeing those faults in her relationship, even though we all can see it and stuff. So it's basically a story of what decisions they make and how they get out of their various wrong relationship that everyone can see is just doomed, and finally get their freedom, be it separately or together, is a question that we're gonna find out by the end of the drama. But I absolutely love this drama. I don't really deem it a cheating drama because they haven't really done any. I don't even think you can call it cheating, considering one's relationship was already dead 10 years ago and another's relationship was. Let's not go into that conversation now. We'll save it for another day. But it's a really good drama. Definitely check it out. It's subbed on Viki. All the episodes are not out yet. Like I said, it's still airing. But they do get the subs done by Saturday. It comes out Friday. They get it done by Saturday. So definitely check it out. I'll put a link down below for you to check it out. And there comes the end of the 10 dramas that I'm currently watching. Other dramas that I'm currently watching that I didn't talk about are Love and Destiny, which is like the remix of 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms and stuff, and Longest Day in Chang'an, which I really like, and Novel Line Evil Flag, which I absolutely love, and River Flows to You. I also like that drama. It's a drama that I'm currently watching. I'm also watching Chief of Staff and stuff. But yeah, those are a few of the other dramas that I'm watching. What are you watching? Let me know what you're watching down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you never got nothing but love for you all. Stay awesome.